With COVID-19 taking over the world in 2020, the NBA was also effectively at a standstill. After all, the USA was one of the worst-hit countries in the world. Now, over 2 years later, life is pretty much back to normal, yet there are growing fears about the emergence of a variant of the virus called Omicron. To avoid a repeat of any debacle happening again, the NBA seeks to nip the problem in the bud by rolling out boosters. In today's video, we're going to be looking into the latest NBA policy on dealing with the Omicron variant, along with other NBA-related news. Stay tuned! NBA's COVID struggles are back. As of December 9th, 2 organizations are dealing with a team-wide outbreak, with the NBA already losing as many people to COVID as they did last season, despite a 97% vaccination rate and a 60% booster rate. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle has also entered COVID protocols despite being subjected to both a vaccine and a booster shot. Coinciding with this, the Pacers have canceled their Thursday practice session in a caution-driven move. Toronto Raptors have seen their president, Masai Ujiri, test positive for the virus despite being vaccinated and given a booster shot as well. The Chicago Bulls team-wide outbreak just keeps getting worse, with their 5th player in 9 days entering COVID safety protocols. Derrick Jones Jr. joins Matt Thomas, DeMar DeRozan, Javonte Green, and Kobe White on the isolation list, with only 2 out of the 5 having been confirmed as COVID positive. Mirroring the Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets are also having 5 players sitting out in COVID isolation. LaMelo Ball, Jaden McDaniels, Mason Plumlee, Terry Rozier, and Ish Smith all found themselves joining the sidelines after their game versus the Bulls early last week. The Los Angeles Lakers had some good news when their star player LeBron James rejoined the team from a temporary stint on the sidelines after he had a positive test on November 29th. James presented 2 negative tests within the space of 24 hours and received the green light from the association. Managing COVID protocols. According to the basic COVID protocols set in place after the restart, players who enter health and safety protocols must isolate for 10 days or until they return 2 negative PCR test results at least 24 hours apart. The NBA has recently warned players that any unvaccinated player with temporary visa status will be unable to re-enter the United States. Unvaccinated players won't be able to play games in Toronto against the Raptors starting January 15th, as a recently implemented Canadian legislation requires all visitors to be fully vaccinated. COVID protocols for unvaccinated players involve undergoing daily testing before entering a team facility, engaging in team activities, or interacting with players. They also have to undergo lab-based testing on game days. Unvaccinated players are prohibited from indoor dining involving other players, must maintain 6 feet of separation from any other person, must wear a mask at all times, must have a locker set apart from the other vaccinated players, but it cannot be next to the locker of another non-fully vaccinated player. Adding onto these protocols that were announced in September, the NBA has declared that any and all players without their COVID boosters would be subjected to game day testing, and all other team personnel without their boosters cannot interact with players. Other NBA news. Shaq glad for Staples Center change. Speaking about a change that has divided the LA Lakers fans, Shaquille O'Neal is happy for the name change of the 22-year-old home of his former team. The Staples Center will be known as the Crypto.com Arena from December 25th, 2021 onwards, after a naming rights deal worth $700 million over 20 years being signed by Crypto.com. Shaq believes this to be good news because it immortalizes the achievements of the legendary Lakers team that won the three-peat between 2000 and 2002. The team featured the late Kobe Bryant and Shaq, and in Shaq's words, Staples Center belonged to Shaq and Kobe forever. Kobe went on to win his 4th and 5th title with the Lakers, while Shaq moved on to the Miami Heat and won his 4th title in 2006. Steph, 10 short of 2,973. Stephen Curry is a fingertip away from writing his name in the NBA record books for the all-time most three-pointers record. Ray Allen, an NBA Hall of Famer, set the record over 1,300 games across 18 seasons, while Steph has managed to catch up to him in 500 fewer games. Steph has made at least one three-pointer in every game he's played this season, making a total of 132. He's averaging 5.5 successful three-pointers per game. Curry currently holds the longest unbroken streak for three-pointers made, hitting at least one in 149 straight games, having previously held a streak of 157 consecutive games. If, or rather when, he manages to overtake Allen for the most three-pointers, he will have his second record. In November, he set the record for the most three-pointers made in a regular season and playoffs combined, and is chasing the record for the most in regular season. He may be out chasing personal milestones, but his performances are surely benefiting the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are at an impressive 21-4, with more than a quarter of the 2021-22 season wrapped up, and lead the pack in the Western Conference with a slender half-game lead over the Phoenix Suns. Steph has a very big role in their early success, considering the fact that he is averaging 27.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists per game. LeBron's 100 career triple-doubles. LeBron James has joined an exclusive club of just 5 players across NBA's history to have completed 100 100 or more career triple-doubles. James accumulated his latest in a 108-95 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, but for all his efforts, he still has a long way to go before he can top that list by overtaking Russell Westbrook with a whopping 189 triple-doubles. The 17-time All-Star features on almost every major NBA individual brilliance list, ranking third on the NBA all-time scoring list, fourth in minutes, eighth in assists, and 11 in steals. He also holds a spectacular career average of 27 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.4 assists. Bradley Beal contract extension. In 2019, Beal signed a 2-year extension with the Washington Wizards with an option to opt out and enter free agency after the 2022-23 season. Before the 2021-22 season started, team general manager Tommy Shepard presented Beal with another offer. It is a 4-year extension worth $181.5 million. He could either accept this, or he could also wait until the offseason and sign a veteran maximum contract for 5 years, which would be worth around $235 million. Beal, speaking on a podcast, mentions that as a Year 10 NBA player, he has earned the right to be a little selfish and to dictate the direction in which his career goes, but he is sure to emphasize that for him, the team is very important as well, and he has his full commitment. He goes on to add that because he is already committed to the team twice already, it is time he sees commitment come his way as well. He realizes that as a senior player on the team, with the departure of Russell Westbrook in the 2020-2021 trade, he has to step up and play his role in making a winning combination out of the team that they have right now. Rockets on a roll. Houston Rockets have pulled off an unpredictable win in the NBA by beating the Brooklyn Nets 114-104 at the Toyota Center. With a historic upset over the Nets, the Rockets have now won 7 consecutive games. What makes this streak even more impressive is that it comes after a 15 consecutive game losing streak at the start of the season that saw them lose 16 games out of their first 17. No team in NBA history has had a winning and a losing streak anywhere in a single season, let alone one right after another. The victory was nowhere a fluke, but a commanding victory that saw the Rockets lead for most of the game, with fine performances by James Harden, Eric Gordon, and Josh Christopher. Rookies highlight Saturday. Saturday was a day for the rookies, with Josh Giddey, James Bouknight, and Scotty Barnes making a case for the Rookie of the Year. Giddey was on fire for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who only lost to the Lakers due to LeBron James's heroics. Giddey had 12 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds to his name midway through the fourth quarter, and even though he couldn't add to it, he did make a record as the first Thunder rookie to have more than 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 10 points in 4 different games. Bouknight came off the bench to lead the Hornets to a 124-123 win over the Sacramento Kings with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. And Barnes starred in the Toronto Raptors' 90-87 win over the Knicks with 12 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And that's a wrap for this video. How will COVID affect the NBA this time around? Will it be smooth sailing or another debacle? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one. And we'll see you in the next one.